Hey, everybody out there. My name's James. Everybody's got a YouTube channel nowadays, and I decided, hey, I want to start one. I got a lot of experience in the culinary world, and I want to share it with you guys, and I want to help a lot of you inspiring chefs out there, young chefs. So, when you're starting out the industry and you're just starting to cook, let's say you started 2 years ago. One of the things I was blessed with is that I grew up in the restaurant industry. My family has owned Mexican restaurant since the late 60s and early 70s. So I grew up in that. There was a Mexican restaurant. Okay. So, it wasn't until I was 17 till I took it as a real job. And I really loved that. I get to eat whatever I want. And then, the compliments I got and the learning and I discovered I was good at it, and, I started developing my knife skills pretty early on. Like I said, I was 17. And so it was really exciting to me. Looking back, I think one of my biggest regrets was kind of working for my family too long. The menu I learned right away and learned all the recipes. I learned how to make the chile moles and I learned how to make the taquitos. I know how to season things, steak picados, machakas, chile corrado, chile verde, and all these things. I stayed there for over 10 years. I kind of going back and forth and working for my uncle. Named after my grandmother. It's called Trina's. It was in Riverside, California, actually in a town called Norco, Horsetown, USA. It was a good place, and we're very busy. But looking back, I think I should have left earlier, but I didn't know any better. I was very young, so this is why I developed this channel, created this channel to help you guys, so you don't make the same mistake I did. You can get to that plateau of executive chef sooner than I did, which I didn't hit that until I was probably in my early 30s. So it took me like almost 15 years to get there, which you shouldn't have. I wrote down a couple of things. So one of the things I recommend for you guys is don't go work for any chain restaurants. What I mean by chain restaurants, well, like Cheesecake Factories, Olive Gardens, any fast food places, Denny's and stuff like that. Stay away from those places. You're really not going to learn too much there. I mean, you will learn some line skills, working on the line, and reading tickets, which is always good, some recipes. But why I mean that is because to be an executive chef and to be a great chef, you want to learn how to cook from scratch. A lot of those places don't teach you how to cook from scratch. You basically, a lot of the stuff is ordered and it's pre-made, and the portions are even measured out for you. You're basically assembling on the line. I wouldn't say for all meals or all places, but that's all you're learning there. You're learning how to use ready-made products. So what you want to do is kind of find like the best restaurants you have in your immediate area. I wouldn't say for all meals or all places, and try to find mom and pop places, And if you like Italian food, try to find like the best Italian restaurants, and if you're young and you're still living with mom and dad, well, then you can take lower end jobs that are going to pay you $15 or $16 an hour. Some places don't even pay that, even though now things have changed. Some of these mom and pop places can't afford that. Don't get upset with that. Think of it as kind of like school. So that's what I would say to focus on. Try to find that. So if you're into Italian food and learning about pastas, or make pastas from scratch, that's what you want to target. So find those places. Or if it's a French restaurant in your area, I would say target places like that. If Mexican cuisine's your thing, try to find an authentic Mexican restaurant where you're going to learn how to make tortillas from scratch, menudos, how to cut the tripe, how to make sauces, salsas, and stuff like that. That's school. That's how you got to look at that. That's just school. Okay. So stay away from the chain restaurants. I would say that would be a number one step, along with many others, but that would be key. So another thing is like As I mentioned earlier about going into the other restaurants and learning how to make things from scratch, once you learn what you need or you set out to learn in that place, I mean, that's everything from like making the desserts to learning how to make them from scratch. If they offer that, the appetizers, all the entrees, any kind of marinades you got to make or vinaigrettes, dressings and stuff like that. Once you learn all that stuff, plan on moving on. Don't hang around there. Don't be there 5, 6 years. I would kind of give it about a year, 2 years if it's a big house and you need to learn more. Along the way, you know, besides learning all the foods, and like I said, you're trying to be an executive chef or a chef, kitchen manager, you need to also focus, and this may require more of your personal time, on learning how to do ordering and recognizing products, how they come, how they're packaged, what's the quantity, identifying products, how they're packed. Like, say you have a seafood house you're working in, well, start learning the different types of fishes that you guys have, that you carry, whether it's salmon, rainbow trout, or other shellfishes, even the terms and where they come from, and the average weight, and for produce, seasonal items and stuff like that, which you can learn on YouTube too. But you should be learning that there also, because it's that house. So be attached to the hip of the chef or the kitchen manager. I did that up and coming, and really, really helped me. And I'll tell you why a lot of it for me took a long time, to be personal with you, to start applying or trying to obtain chef's positions. I think because of my handicap, and growing up, I wasn't good in school. I couldn't read and write very well. And this is years ago. We're talking about when I was coming up. It was in the late 80s, or let me think, maybe 87, 86. And there wasn't computers in all the kitchens and stuff like that, and laptops. And this is back when sales rep used to come to the restaurants, and they'd take your order and they write it on a piece of paper. And they had these big bulky laptops, look as thick as my Bible here. And they were heavy, but I think what held me back, and those are personal issues why I missed so much school with family and stuff like that. But and I'm also dyslexic, so kind of like it was a wall for me to get over. But I did, and I'm still learning today, to be personal with you guys. But one thing that I adapted to, because I kind of consider myself a workaholic, is that if I was off like at 6 o'clock, and of course the restaurant doesn't close at 6 o'clock, the chef doesn't leave at 6 o'clock, and he's like, maybe he's doing an order at night, or he's getting ready for a banquet, I would ask him, how could I help him? Or, do you want me, can I go over the order with you? Can you show me how you're placing your order? And he would. And I always ask questions on, how do you know how much to order for that banquet of 300? And how do you know how much fish to buy, or when to get it, or how to order it? Like, you want it in fillets, or you want it pre-cut, or you want the skin on, or, the chicken, and, ordering wogs, or ordering chicken breasts or thighs, and different cuts. I didn't even know that, or steaks and prime. The only way you're going to learn that stuff is applying yourself. And like I said, it may take you having to stay after your shift's done to learn the extra with the chef, the kitchen manager. So you're not have to be on the line like, hey, I clocked out. This is me off the clock. I'm just walking around with the chef and learning this stuff with him. Okay, because that's knowledge. They don't even teach you that in school. There's only so much stuff they can cram in school during your stay. Okay, so a lot of the stuff's going to be on the job learning. So when the chefs walk around with his order sheet, or now it's like it's an app or whatever, or they go on their laptop like I have and place the orders, but it's they have to walk through the entire kitchen. They have to look at everything, like to-go containers, to-go products, hinge plates, what sizes, and you got to start learning that, cups, and then you get onto the foods, and then you go through the walk-in, and then he's going to also be showing you how to order for the budget, because depending on where you're working at, you may have only a budget to spend 14,000 a week, or if it's a really small place, maybe 3,000 a week. How do you get just enough to get to the next week? What's the minimum I can order on my fish, to get me through? What if we're busy, or how much paper goods do I need, to get me through, or chemicals for the dish area and, the mop sink and stuff like that. So that's why I recommend you kind of just hang out a couple hours, maybe, if you really enjoy it, stay longer. That's up to you. So to learn more, I would just stick around a little bit after you clock out to go work with a kitchen manager or executive chef. So befriend him, work hard, and he'll show you everything he knows. And that's just what I do with people that are eager to learn, and they're good people and they respect me. They give me respect. I give them back respect. Some of my line cooks and such, and I'll teach them anything they want to know. So here's a big tip for you. Hey guys, I just noticed by doing all my video editing and that I didn't have really anything to close out the video with. So here's my little closeout. And so I want to also put up there some notes on all the highlights and stuff that we spoke about that kind of help you guys remember about what all these topics were about, to help you. And I'll do more videos to help you guys along and try to do some interviews. And I've been speaking to people about that, and they allow me to put them on YouTube so it can help us out. And videos like how restaurant owners got their money and got financed to open up their places. And there's some good stories out there. And plus I wanted to go to some of the shops that are out here in Las Vegas and some bakeries. And there's this knife place out here. They deliver knives to a lot of restaurants and hotels. They just rotate them every 2 weeks. So they sharpen their knives. And I wanted to go talk to him about his business and actually get some recommendations on some good knives. And that just briefly is that I was able to afford some expensive knives, some Globes knives and things like that, are like $200 or $300 knives, some Japanese knives. But I just found out that, just found throughout the years that it's not necessary to spend that much money. It's nice to have a couple of those, and maybe someday I'll buy some of that. But of all the things that I've done, it never hindered me from doing my job any better or more efficient. And even having those expensive knives, you kind of really don't want to take them to work, honestly, because they get stolen. So be careful of that. And maybe you're like me and you put your name on everything. I think it helps. But all my knives have my names. My knife box has my name. Almost everything I own has my name on it, which is kind of funny to my wife for some reason. But my grandma taught me that one. So anyway, like and subscribe. I'd love to see you guys join me here again. Put some more video content out for all you other working chefs out there striving to be head chefs, executive chef, corporate chefs in the near distant future. And let's help each other. So put some comments down below, and I'll see you guys soon. God bless you.